now, and we're going to be reading from The Way Beyond, from the Impersonal Life, and there we go. YouTube on, and welcome, welcome, welcome. I love that. Miracles everywhere. I have a thing I want to put up, but I'll find it and put it up. So yeah, all right, very good. Well, let's take a look at our book.
I just shared my sound. So
you want to do the lesson?
I'll do the lesson first. I just shared the sound. It's a short one. It's a good one, and I'll just play it. And then I won't go through it. I'll just play it, and then we'll go straight to the.
Yeah, no, this lesson and this and the do you have the theme of special relevance? What is
I can play that too if you want.
Yeah.
I might as well. All right, hold on. Let me just get to it.
That's helpful to us, and we're really supposed to do it before we do the lesson every day. I know. But I've read that stuff so much. It's like almost memorialized in my brain. Which is much better than the stuff that used to be in my brain. So
that's right.
I don't know how I could even live with myself before.
Well, you did.
Yep.
Somehow. I don't know. Something's wrong with the computer here. It keeps on switching. What is the real world? That's what it is, right?
I believe so, yeah.
My computer is not well, she's boy, I'm sure once again. All right, let's see if I can do it again. Let's see. Do it this way. Do it the hard way. Do the hard way might as well. This is give me an opportunity to do the other way. Yeah, what is the real world?
Cool.
All right. There we go. What is the real world? Okay, so I'll start with that, and then we'll move on to lesson 293. That's what it is. 293, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So here we go. All right, Jensen, first one, this is Reverend Wayne Stills for Miracles Everywhere. Anyone that's listening in on the radio, thanks for tuning in Pal Talk and in the room. This is Miracles Everywhere. Miracles are everywhere. As long as you can have a mind, which you do, you can change it from ego to Christ. I'm going to play the lesson first, and then we're going to get into today. Today I'm reading with Lynn, as usual on a Monday, and we're reading The Way Beyond from Joseph Benner's collection from Personal Life. So I think you'll enjoy it. Stick around, and you'll be helped immensely, or at least a little bit. But I know that I'm helped by reading it. But anyhow, let's hear the lesson first. This is from the what is the real world is what we start with. Is section 8. What is the real world? And we'll play that, and then we'll move on into the lesson, which is 293. Ready? So here we go. This is first we'll play the song. Get us moving a little bit. Here we go.
What is the real world? The real world is a symbol, like the rest of what perception offers. Yet it stands for what is opposite to what you made. Your world is seen through eyes of fear and brings the witnesses of terror to your mind. The real world cannot be perceived except through eyes forgiveness blesses, so they see a world where terror is impossible and witnesses to fear cannot be found. The real world holds a counterpart for each unhappy thought reflected in your world, a sure correction for the sights of fear and sounds of battle which your world contains. The real world shows a world seen differently, through quiet eyes and with a mind at peace. Nothing but rest is there. There are no cries of pain and sorrow heard, for nothing there remains outside forgiveness, and the sights are gentle. Only happy sights and sounds can reach the mind that has forgiven itself. What need has such a mind for thoughts of death, attack, and murder? What can it perceive surrounding it but safety, love, and joy? What is there it would choose to be condemned, and what is there that it would judge against? The world it sees arises from a mind at peace within itself. No danger lurks in anything it sees, for it is kind, and only kindness does it look upon. The real world is the symbol that the dream of sin and guilt is over, and God's Son no longer sleeps. His waking eyes perceive the sure reflection of his Father's love, the certain promise that he is redeemed. The real world signifies the end of time, for its perception makes time purposeless. The Holy Spirit has no need of time when it has served his purpose. Now he waits but that one instant more for God to take his final step, and time has disappeared, taking perception with it as it goes, and leaving but the truth to be itself. That instant is our goal, for it contains the memory of God. And as we look upon a world forgiven, it is he who calls to us and comes to take us home, reminding us of our identity, which our forgiveness has restored to us.
All right. That was lesson 293. I'm sorry, that was the what is from lesson section 8. Now we're on lesson 293, and I'll press for the lesson. And then again, I have to do it the hard way, but for some reason it's not registering. This should be all right. Let's do it this way. Okay, lesson 293, and then we'll jazz it up a little bit, change the style. Let's do it this way here. It should be kind of cool. All right. So here we go.
Lesson 293. All fear is past, and only love is here. All fear is past because its source is gone, and all its thoughts gone with it. Love remains the only present state, whose source is here forever and forever. Can the world seem bright and clear and safe and welcoming, with all my past mistakes oppressing it and showing me distorted forms of fear? Yet in the present, love is obvious and its effects apparent. All the world shines in reflection of its holy light, and I perceive a world forgiven at last. Father, let not your holy world escape my sight today, nor let my ears be deaf to all the hymns of gratitude the world is singing underneath the sounds of fear. There is a real world which the present holds safe from all past mistakes, and I would see only this world before my eyes today.
All right, today's a good day because all fear is gone, huh, Leon? Anything else you have on this? What do you think?
Man, I think that's amazing. I think all of this is just amazing because I'll tell you what, I have been really looking at my thoughts about how fearful the world is
Oh, yeah.
and how fearful I am. And I'm recognizing that uh, my mind is not at peace. I
No.
am in fear for a lot of things. And I mean, just little things, but still in all, amazing
Mhm.
uh, how um, how little faith I have in excuse me in the world in reality. So yeah, I love the what is the real world. I thought that was really beautiful. The with the music behind it. Oh my God.
Yeah, it was fun though. Yeah, and the lesson was great, and the what is was great as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
think yes, you talking about what is right, what is in the real world. That was great. Yeah, the
yeah,
and that was I was saying the lesson. Confused between the two because they were both just great. The what is the real world was excellent. Yeah, I mean, it's nice to hear the real world described every once in a while, and just reminded that the happy dream is there. It's here. It's always it's the only reality, really. And then because the source is gone. The source of it's always been gone. It's funny how today's era. Today we realize it's gone. Today we know it's gone. It's finally gone, but it's always been gone.
yeah, yeah. The past is over. There's nothing. There is no past.
Hard to
There
remember
is
that.
all that is a dream.
Yeah, and even then, it's hard. It's hard to. It's the hardest part is to remember the dream. The past is not the hardest thing to remember. For me, it's the current. It's the stuff that's obvious. It more should be more obvious. Stuff that's happening right now.
Yeah,
That should be more because the stuff that's happening right now is more of the dull stuff. This is just everyday stuff. That shouldn't be so hard to remember. It's fake and phony. The stuff that you remember is stuff that is the stuff that you that's harder that you're holding on to.
yeah,
At least it appears that way. It's the stuff that's outside of you. It's probably the hardest to. That's why it's outside of you. You throw it away. No, no, it's just very confusing. I've learned that life you have to be able to work, kind of like live with confusion and live with the uncertainty, and almost be certain that it's okay to be uncertain.
yeah, yeah. Exactly.
It's okay. It's like find the order and peace in the chaos
Yeah,
because that's what level two is. It is built to defeat. It is chaos. It's the laws of chaos. Now there are no laws in chaos, but once you accept that, then you find your serenity.
yes. Exactly, exactly. That's the same thing. I mean, we were talking about that earlier today too, because Gloria and I are going through the clarification of terms, and the first one that we talked about was mind and spirit, and it's very clear Jesus is explaining in there that we there are levels in the dream, and that we can change our level and see things from a different direction. And the ego can be trained to be helpful to us instead of panicking us and making us afraid. But the ego has to be let to see um, how harmless the world really is,
Yeah, exactly.
because that's the thing, is the belief that the world can harm us. And the course is very clear to me that nothing can harm a son of God, and that harmlessness is one of the main characteristics of a teacher of God, that we don't harm nor can we be harmed. And that's just remembering that that's the truth, is really really helpful to me. And I think this book that we're reading, excuse me, he is emphasizing that a lot as well. I'm really appreciating um, that we're doing this series of books. So let's see where we are in the book. Is move that thing. Okay. So we're in God is all in all,
All right.
uh, in this book, the way beyond. Section 2, God is all in all, is where we're at. So Would you like to read?
Nothing more than that's right. There's nothing more than unwise fear, Bob says. And there's nothing unreal exists, so we're cool. We're all good. We're all good. Yeah, you want to use that reading?
Okay, all right, hang on, just cough a little bit, clear
Okay.
throat. Okay, then listen.
Who,
God,
I'm sorry, I was reminded, someone said the show guy goes, "This is the cough button," and the other person says, "How does it make you cough?" It's kind of funny. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
that's funny.
How does it make you cough? And then, no, it doesn't. You're an idiot. It doesn't make you cough. It's just if you have to cough. Anyhow, that was funny. Go ahead.
That's funny. All right, so, okay, then listen. God, who is all in all, and who is all good and all perfect, must be also all wise, all loving and all powerful. Anything less than these is not of God, but must be man's wrong, ignorant, and distorted concepts of God and of his expressions of himself. By the way, how is my sound? Am I
You
sounding
sound
okay?
good. Yeah.
Okay, it's
How
like,
about mine? Mine's okay.
yeah, yours is good.
By
Yeah,
the
I
way, if I
just,
ever get to a place like last time, I was really hard to understand. I get that. So if that happens again, either text me or just to let me know on.
okay, yeah, no, it doesn't bother me. I listen very closely
Right, but I
to,
mean, last time I listened to myself, and I could see that that was just one of those times when it was hard to understand me. I can hear it when we listened to myself, and I couldn't understand me.
yeah,
I can
you
usually,
probably didn't need to hear it. So that's,
I mean,
yeah,
I can understand me as I'm talking, but when I re-listened to it, I could see that I couldn't, no one could understand that.
yeah, yeah.
I just have
Well,
to listen to it.
okay, so that's, let me just tell you that that is your opinion because
Oh
you have
yeah,
a certain standard that you expect.
I see.
Um, think about it. We have no expectation of anything. So everything you say is, I listen, and if I'm having a hard time, it's usually because my volume is low or there's some other noise going on. But this is the thing. We can the Holy Spirit will give us we don't even have to say words, but of course we do because that's how we know. But
Right,
what you intend to say is being said, and what the Holy Spirit intends to be heard is being heard in spite of anything to do with you.
right. I
You're
see.
just a mouthpiece there, and you know that there's a purpose for that. So, excuse me, don't imagine something's gone wrong. It hasn't,
No, I know.
nor is it going wrong.
No, I understand. I guess it's just the actor in me that wants me for people to understand me. That's all. So
Right.
I understand. I understand.
Yeah, yeah. And you're
Hmm,
too hard on yourself. And you wouldn't be hard on another person if they were in the same situation.
that's very true.
So
All right,
that's
cool.
what you have to remember.
All right.
Yeah, okay, good. All right. All
Hmm.
right. So all who is all in all and who is all good and all perfect must also be all wise, all loving, and all powerful. Anything less than these is not of God, but must be man's wrong, ignorant, and distorted concepts of God and of his expressions of himself. Think that out until you see how true it is. So he's just asking us, look at that and say, do you see how true it is? That if God is but love, therefore so am I. If God is all powerful, therefore so am I. We are not different. God has given us everything. We have everything that we ever could need or want or have. So
That was a prayer that I had when my kids when they were younger.
yeah,
That was very prayer. I used to always say, "God is love, so I am love."
yeah,
And they say, they repeat after me, "God is love, so I am love. God is peace, so I am peace. God is peace, so I am peace. God is fun, so I am fun. God is fun, so I am fun. God is happy, so I am happy. God is happy." With all the adjectives that they wanted to be, and I say God is that first, and then with that. So
Yeah.
that was how we pray when they're really young, especially when they're really young and they understand prayer.
Uh-huh.
That's what I would do. I'd say God is something, and so they must be something. Because it helps them understand oneness by connecting God to them, by connecting their emotions to God.
Oh, I love that. That's very cool. Let's see.
Well, I'm not sure it
So,
helped them or not, but it helped them when they were younger. I don't know if it helped them when they were older, but when they were younger, it helped them. They were very clear. They were very, their logical understanding God was very clear. And a lot of
yeah,
clarity, I felt,
yeah.
as I thought.
Well, yeah, and that's exactly what we're doing right here. I mean, it's the same thing because you begin to see it. That's why the Course in Miracles is so good because it's the logic. I was just reading the other day with Bruce. We were reading The Absence from Felicity, and
Right.
Ken was talking about how much Helen loved Jesus's logic.
Yeah.
That's what this is. It's just pure logic. I was made by a perfect being. God is perfection. God is all powerful. Why or how would a perfect being make an imperfect child? I just heard a thing the other day. It was very funny. It's kind of old, I guess, but this lady, it was on TikTok, and she was saying, "Well, it's simple now. Here it is. God made you, but He put something evil in you. God's perfect and all, and He's not evil, but He made you, and He put something evil in you, and now you can't get away from that evil thing He put in you because He put it in there. And even if He's perfect, He can't take it out of you because
Yeah.
because He put
That's
and
right.
it just goes on this long rampage of how the things that the Bible tells us or the church tells us is so ridiculous
Yeah.
and illogical, and it cracks me up because, the logical thing, God is perfect, therefore his creation is perfect. God is all loving, therefore his creation is love, all love. God is anything you attribute to God, you have to be able to attribute to his creation
Yeah.
because why would he create shit? You
Yep.
know,
Right.
well,
If you call something shit, then that shit's gonna be something that you need and want and it's good for you.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So that's not really shit. It's just something you've been calling shit.
that's right. That's right. It's
Then it goes up to what he just said here. Then it must be your ignorant, distorted concept of that shit.
Yeah,
Of the other thing of whatever you're calling shit, which is God. So you're calling something shit, which is you calling God shit.
yeah, exactly.
Which is what you're
Exactly. I
doing.
mean, that's
Don't feel bad about it. Just correct it. That's what I was, it's not like you're a bad person for doing it. You're just a little bit nuts. You thought God was shit.
yeah, and how silly that
Yeah,
is. And real,
exactly.
I mean, when you recognize that just silliness, then you have to look at everything else around you and recognize that all of it's good. It's all good.
Right. We like to
And
sound like this. God, I had a thing I did sharing it a while back, years ago, and it was called God is Good. And the idea was that God is good. It wasn't so much that God is good, like, yeah, it wasn't so much of an adjective describing God. It was a synonym for God. It was a duplicate. It was God is good. God equals good. No, it's the same name. All you do is put it all in there, and then it's the same name. It's just two names for the same being. God is goodness. That's the way that way. God is goodness. So God, goodness always exists. God always exists. Goodness is omnipresent. God is omnipresent. Same thing. So by saying God is stupid or God is evil, or God is no good is silly as saying goodness is no good. It
yeah,
makes no sense. Goodness can't be
yeah,
no good. Goodness is goodness.
yeah, yeah,
Goodness is either good or what? Nothing. It's either good is good. Bad is bad. Good is good. So God can't be bad because God is good.
that's right.
God is the same thing as good. I mean,
Right,
you say Lord good.
right. And bad can't exist because God didn't make it.
Exactly. And that we know. But even if you were speaking to someone who didn't believe that, you say, all right, fine. But you believe God is good? You believe God's everywhere? Fine. All right, so let's say you believe bad is somewhere. Good can't be bad, can it? No. Okay, fine. And you believe that's fine. All you have to do now is convince that person that God is everywhere and that good is everywhere. And then fine. So there's good more powerful. So that you believe that good is there is goodness. And goodness is God, and God is all powerful. What are you worried about?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Goodness is all powerful. Good is everywhere. Good is always there. So you have to figure out a way. The person must figure out a way to interpret the situation that's all good. Because that's the only way to do it, because the situation is good. You're
Yeah.
interpreting it as bad. And it's just not working.
You will see that every experience that we have is given to us so that we can learn something about our what we're thinking, what's going on in our minds.
Right.
These experiences are not given to us so that we can suffer. They're
No.
given to us so that we can see the
The way out.
extent of our ignorance, how silly we are,
Yeah.
what we really believe, what I really believe.
Yeah.
No, I can go along
Know
all day.
thyself. Know
God
thyself.
believe and everything is good, but man, when things go wrong, I'm going to be the first one that's going to be cursing it. So,
Exactly. And then even believe that's the case. We can realize, all right, first, when I fall or something, I find myself saying, son of a bitch. But I know what I'm doing. I know that I'm just cursing. So I see myself in a movie falling and cursing.
mhm,
So the cursing is no different than falling.
yeah,
Just the thing, it's just me falling again, but I'm falling with my language and my words.
yeah,
Then when I get up and I feel better, I'm talking normal again. In other words, I'm not really angry. And if I am, if the air slips out, it's as simple as my foot giving away from underneath me. And so I feed myself immediately and I move on. But I don't take it seriously. And I know that there's nothing really inherently bad or evil about a fall,
right.
or any more of a reaction to the fall. As long as it doesn't, it's not a reaction that sticks around and molds over my mind, and I grind on it, and I say something about my personality and the kind of person that I am. You know what I mean? And now I've decided I am no good. No, I'm a bum. I'm no good because I'm walking around and I'm falling all over the place and I'm walking slowly and people are watching me and I'm no good. And so, now I've reinterpreted the situation in a way that everything stinks.
Yeah, yeah.
Now God is shit.
Nothing good has happened in here.
Yeah, exactly. God is shit suddenly. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to being, you're supposed to think, but if I fall and I get back up and crap, and then I go, oh well, I'm all right. Woohoo! And then I get back to normal. Oh yeah, the momentary crisis. This is going to happen in level two.
Yeah, yeah. It happens to me. I fall
Yeah,
down.
of
I'm
course.
I'm 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 crazy falling down, but
Or metaphorically, we fall down all the time. Everyone falls down metaphorically.
that's right. That's right.
You know,
Absolutely.
some of us fall down literally, and it's all
Yeah.
metaphor anyhow. So we're all falling down metaphorically and literally. You know, it's all we're all falling down. We're all falling down and getting back up all the time.
All the time. That's right
Yeah, so the
down.
question is, how seriously do you take it? Because people take falling down metaphorically a lot more seriously than they should. And more seriously than I take falling down literally.
Yes,
So
yes,
when people say
absolutely.
mental falls down, so
Yeah.
sometimes worse because people take it. Life is shit. Life is shit. Life is shit. Life is good. Life is divine. Life is good. And if it's good, it can't be bad. By definition, good is good. Bad is bad.
Yeah,
There's
and
not, man. Little light. That light over there. It's so dark. That light.
yeah, exactly.
You know, light can't be dark.
Oh my gosh. But you learn how to take it and not be objecting to it. I think that's the main thing.
Right.
Once I find out, yeah,
Yeah.
something goes awry even a little bit, I will be falling on my ass. Okay, so that's the way it's going to be. I'm
Yeah.
just going to get too excited about it, and I'm going to laugh at it, and hope there's someone there to help me up. And
Yeah.
if there's not,
I mean,
it's
I've
not.
been blessed. I have strong bones. I haven't broken anything yet. So I mean,
Yeah.
I've met most. Well, I broke my wrist recently. That's about it. I've fallen more times than I should have broken stuff right now. I mean, I don't fall that much, but I said I fall about once a month,
Yeah, yeah,
which is a nice
yeah,
amount of times. I think it's once every month and a half. I'll fall, and usually they're small enough where it's no big deal. So it's not the end of the world, but it's just enough to make me feel silly.
yeah, yeah,
So I love myself to act silly. If I feel silly and act silly, then I can shut it off.
yeah,
So, so,
yeah.
so I'll laugh. I usually make myself laugh, and you know what actually helps? Hear a laugh track go off.
Oh, like you're on the Dick Van Dyke Show or
Yeah,
something.
exactly, exactly. Here, laughter go every time something that happens, and you at first you feel you're in a dark comedy, but then eventually you feel you're in a real light comedy.
That's pretty funny. You're a
Mhm.
laugh track. I love it.
Yeah. And it has to be a laugh track because laugh tracks they'll laugh hysterically no matter what.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
And ridiculously. So that's pretty funny. I'll have to try that. So in fact, I could see that in a lot of situations in my life,
Oh
hearing a
yeah,
laugh.
anything just about the laugh tracks. All they put them on. Every joke's hilarious. Everything the
Yeah.
person does is hilarious. So you put it on, and eventually the mom will generate it for you spontaneously.
Yes, yes, yes.
But if you do it every time, mom, oh, all right, laugh, all right, laughter. That's funny. That's funny. And you know, your mind's laughing at everything you do.
Well, yeah, and the thing is, even A Course in Miracles says, laughter is how we're going to get out of this.
Oh
In
yeah,
fact, laughter, failing to laugh at something, when we think, what's the tiny mad idea that, I could be separate from God and, go out and live in my own little world. If I really looked at that, I would laugh my ass off it because it
mhm.
seems so silly.
Yeah,
It's like, well, then why don't you just go live on the moon and you don't have any protective gear or anything. You're just going to go live on the moon.
yeah,
And, you know, I mean, that's hilarious.
yeah.
It's
It is.
just,
Well, if obviously we're living in a farce, and a
yeah,
farce. If you remember the definition of a farce, it means something's happening. It's highly improbable that, if not impossible, things are happening on stage. For
yes,
instance, there's ghosts and goblins and people flying in the air, but the players in the play consider it par for the course. Nothing strange is happening at all, and they respond emotionally as if it's really real.
yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my God, the ghosts are here again! Oh no, it's nothing really weird about it at all, and that's what this is. As I said, the stuff that's not real that we think are real are like the laws of physics, the laws of mathematics. All that stuff is what's not real, but we're responding to it like it's real,
right.
just like a farce.
Yeah. And then it
We're,
has some meaning,
what?
but it has no meaning. And
Exactly, that's what I'm
that's,
saying. In other words, the stuff in theater, and like if you go to the show or you see a film, when you see a farce, something that's not real in those shows, or like stuff like supernatural stuff in a comedy, something that happens that's supernatural. The show usually that's what's not real in
yeah,
movies. Movies, there's something that's not, or a highly improbable situation that would never happen in real life. So stuff that's happening here that would never that's not really happening at all that we think is real. Because in the movies, of farce, they always respond to it like it's everyday stuff that's happening.
yeah, yeah.
They're like,
Which
oh
is
my God. And then
crazy.
no one ever says, wait a minute, this is not none of this can really be happening. This would never happen. Because it's a movie. And if it's funny, then usually they consider it a farce.
Yeah,
Strange, ridiculous things, people busting out in crazy monologues, and they'll never say, maybe someone's poet, who knows? But here it's the same thing. We're in a farce. It's funny. It's gonna end up, everything's gonna be okay in the end, and it will never happen, but it's somehow happening.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
all, it's
yeah.
all theater. It's all theater.
It's all in our and it's all in our own little story.
Yeah.
It's all in my own little it's not even happening to everybody. It's only happening in my mind
And when
because
the thing is, but the thing is, you have a script and I have a script, but if you think about it, there's only really one script for all of us. We're all like, we all have one little script, but we all have our parts to play. And it's
yeah,
one giant script for the entire Son of God.
yeah, yeah,
And so we have to find out what the play is for the purpose for all of us is, and then we find out right the entire play. Yeah.
yeah. I love that. Yeah.
Well,
So I'm going to continue reading.
then of all things, okay, go ahead.
Okay, okay. So we thought that out. Now we see how true it is.
Yeah.
Then all things of an inharmonious or unhappy nature that you see, whatever they be, that are less than good or perfect, are only what you think is so. See, that's what we're just saying.
Yeah.
Because of ignorance or wrong teaching, we don't even know what things are for. And so, as long as you continue to believe these things are real, they will continue to be real to you, no matter what they are, whether they pertain to the conditions surrounding you, to your body, to yourself, to your affairs, or to those invisible things which you relate to. and affect your life, health, and happiness. So that's exactly what we were just talking about. Just look at those things and recognize that none of it has anything to do with me
Right.
at all. It's all impersonal. So,
The dream's happening around you and to you. And once you realize your body's in the dream,
yeah,
then you realize, well, if I'm not the body, if I'm not the body, brain named Wayne, but that's as much as part of the dream as Lynn,
yeah,
then where am I? Where is Lynn? Well, Lynn and me, Lynn's right there, the body, which is not her, and Wayne's right here, who's not Wayne, who's not me. Me and you, I'm not talking to you, Lynn. Me and you, the Son of God, we're one being, and we're pretending to be these two separate beings with Wayne and Lynn.
yeah,
And of course, as we realize that about all the other bodies, the Son of God grows in his realization of himself and gets larger and larger and larger and larger and larger does that make sense?
yes, it does. Absolutely. Absolutely.
If I look at you and you look at me, and we both realize that the two bodies that we have here are part of a dream, and that we're actually the mind that's generating the bodies,
Yeah,
then we become one.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
We realize that we're the mind that's doing this.
That's right. That's right.
And then
Because
me, you, and Bob do the same thing. Then the three of us now the mind, the Son of God, has been a little bit more of himself.
that's
Still,
right.
because there's three bodies realizing that they are actually not his bodies.
Yep.
The dream bodies have realized, hey, wait a minute, I'm somewhere else. I'm not really
Yeah.
this body. I'm somewhere else. Holy shit, I'm not here. I'm not in this body.
Oh,
I'm not in this body. I'm somewhere else completely. Who knew? And then you realize the same thing. Where am I? I'm the same place you are, but we're not these people. Wow. Now we're both really, really connected. Because
that
I'm
is
you and you're me, but we're not these bodies, but we're the same person.
that's right. Yes. And the more we do that, the more our shared experience becomes uh, uh, relevant to our purpose.
Yeah.
And that's because why we're joined in purpose. And so as we join together in the same purpose, that is what they call a holy relationship.
Yeah. And
And
it
so,
happens, once it happens, it happens. And if I don't speak to you for years, that when I think of you, I automatically remember, oh yeah, I'm not really real, and she's not really real, and we share the same mind. Oh
ex-
yeah, and that's remembering God.
that's right.
That's how you
That's
remember
right.
God. Because you had a holy relationship with that person, you still have one. See, I always say when you fall in love with somebody, you never fall out of love.
Yeah.
Same
No,
thing. When you fall for somebody, you never fall out of love with the person. You may put it into a place that you can channel it to somebody else. But that love becomes who you are, so you can't just get rid of it. You can't just say, all right, I'm not going to love that person anymore. I'm going to put that person's love over here, and I'll just have to throw it away. Doesn't work. That's
yeah.
not for me. It doesn't work that way. If you love for somebody, that love yeah. It was, what were we read a couple of weeks ago? The spots of pain in your mind. We have spots of
Uh-huh.
pain. I think that was in the text somewhere. We have spots of pain. Well, what I want to try to work for is spots of pleasure. And the way you do that is you have all the different points of pleasure in your mind, depending on who you connect with. And if it was someone I fall in love with, I can't get rid of that love anyhow, and I wouldn't want to try. Because then what you're doing is you're creating a spot of pain. Now when I look at that person, I have to. Well, yeah, I can't look at that anymore. Because if I look at that person, I feel that love that I once had, but now it's rotten, it's stale. I can't. I push it away. And I don't have that love to offer Lisa now. And I don't, all it is a color of love because that person is not really there. That's not the person. That's the image of the person. That's just the shape of the love. And that person is just a shape of love. That shape of love is in the shape of the person. It's no more real than the person was originally. And that person
Wow.
now, I'm looking at the person now, and I'm saying, all right, that's the shape of the love. And I channel that to a person that I'm with right now. And all the love that I've ever had, not just for that person, my parents, my friends, my family, all those are spots of pain or pleasure, spots of love or fear.
Yep.
And that's how it
Wow.
makes up my mind. It makes up the spirit of who I am. Those are pictures in my mind. I'm living in those pictures. So I live in the pleasure or the pain of those pictures.
And that's a choice that
Exactly.
you can decide right now which one of those you want to do.
And most people live in the pain of the pictures. Most people live in the pain. Most people say, "All right, I'm with so I'm married to so and so now, or I'm hanging out with my friends now. If I hang out with my friends, I can't. I have to hate my parents. If I hang out with this girl, I have to hate that guy. If I hang out with this guy, I have to hate that girl." It was like I had to narrow my mind, narrow my spirit, so I can be friends with so and so. That separation.
Yep. Yeah.
And so you enlarge your spirit when you meet somebody with everyone else you've met, and it's not again, it's the love you remember because in the end, it's only the love that you'll have,
That's right. That's right.
and you don't want
And
it.
yeah, that's what the Course in Miracles says. Everything it will be gone except the love. The
Exactly.
love is the only thing that remains. So if that's the only thing that remains, that's the only thing that's real, then why would I even bother with all that other crap?
Exactly. Why bother getting rid? Why bother to try to suppress it? All
Yeah.
you're doing is suppressing the love within yourself.
Yeah.
Where else would it be? I mean, if it's and what you're really doing is you're just expressing the picture of it because really what is you don't like the source of it. You think this and you think the source is that picture, but the source is not the person anyhow. The source was never the person. The person is a
Right.
picture in your mind, and it's always been a picture in your mind.
And
Even when we
you
thought
are the one who made that person. You made him
exactly,
that.
exactly. So the source has never been the picture anyhow. But the ego says that no, the source is that picture. You better cut that off because otherwise you get in trouble with your current wife. Or your current friends, your current, these adults you're hanging out with now, they're better than your parents. Hang out with them, and you better cut your parents off, otherwise they're going to get jealous. You know what I mean? Those people you hang out with, you can't cut yourself off from other previous engagements that you have with other people. I don't mean like literally. Maybe you don't want to hang out with them anymore because it's not proper for whatever reasons. But the pictures in your mind of the past are still symbols of the love that you had, and they're still symbols of love. And that love is what you share with everybody and anybody.
Yes.
Even if it's just and not in the name of the symbols anymore that you previously had. You don't have to show off the symbols. I mean, they're just symbols, just like Jesus is just a symbol. In the end, we won't even use his name anymore. We'll just be one with God.
Right.
We won't even use the Son and the Father because there's some separation there. It's all going to be gone. It's going to be oneness. Anyhow, I just find it interesting that when you
Yeah,
people
that was
in
pretty
love and
good.
they find love, they get scared of keeping it in their hearts and their minds because it means that they're somehow giving less love to somebody else. It reminds me of my two dogs, as I told you them, how one of them thinks that there's not enough love to go around. And so somehow, imagine if we had to, all right, I have to love that dog less, so I can love this dog enough. We can't love them both the same. It makes no sense. And then so if one of those dogs I got in 1982 and another I got in 1995, does that mean I have to love the first dog less so I can love the second dog as much as I should? Of
No.
course not. The love that I have for the first dog, I keep so I can love the second dog more.
Yep. Yep.
You don't get rid of the past dog's love so you can love the second dog. And if the second dog gets jealous for some reason about that, tough on not using that dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you know what I
That.
mean? I love that dog. I'm not giving him that love just because I love you now. It's
Yeah.
the same
It's a
thing.
difference having another child,
Exactly.
and like my sister had six kids, and when she was pregnant with her sixth kid, somebody said to her, "What are you going to do with all those kids?" She goes, "I just love them the same as all," because she could see that it didn't really matter how many kids were there. They were all like special, and
Of course.
uh, they're they're all equally lovable in their own way if
Yes.
your heart is open to loving them. That's everybody, not just your kids, not just your family, not just your friends or people that get along with you or that's everybody. We could do that with everybody. Just love them equally.
Yeah, I think it was Joseph Campbell who said that if you get rid of love from one person, you're getting rid of love for everybody.
Yeah.
And it's just an important thing. I've always felt that, I have no problem with saying that. In fact, once I love somebody, I don't want to stop. I don't try to, because literally when you try to get rid of love, you get rid of love, period. I don't care what kind of love. I don't differentiate between where the love comes from, because it comes from a symbol.
Yeah, yeah.
If I'm lucky enough to catch the right symbol, then I'm not going to get rid of the symbol just because unless the symbol eventually all symbols fade, and the one you're hanging around with the most won't, and that's usually the current wife. Your current friends and your current family are the symbols you're hanging around with the most, and they'll be getting you the most amount of love, and you want to have as much love as you can to give to your current family and friends, and
That's
that's
right.
it's going
Right.
to come. It's really going to come from your past or your past relationships with people and other and friends, and how you had your relationship with them and God at that point.
Yeah,
So the
yeah.
more you just keep all the love as you can. You're here so that, otherwise all the time you spent in the past trying to get love is wasted. What was the point of trying to get love from other previous relationships if what you're going to do is, all right, now that didn't work out. I'm not, that's it. All the love I got, I'm throwing away. It's almost like you're being so sport about the whole thing.
Yeah, and be honest. Maybe some people are different, but there's no former relationship. I don't have a former
I see what
relationship.
you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, it's still here.
We're always living in our past. Like I
Yeah,
said,
yeah,
we always live in our past relationships. We're still living there. And
yeah.
so say you're going to cut yourself off from it, you're narrowing yourself down, you're taking yourself more isolated and fractured, you're becoming more separated. When you have someone else, people in your past, which are really in your present, they're really right there with you.
That's right. The minute you think of them, they're here.
Exactly.
They're
They,
they've
they might become a source of pleasure and love as opposed to a source of pain. And so I like to accept how I feel about them and now that feeling of love and peace to what I channel outwards towards the world. If I get rid of it, then I'm getting rid of love. And it won't make a difference what picture I use to actually represent that love. Eventually I want to let go of the picture and the image. If the love is still there, that's fine. But if not, I'll keep the image.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
making images anyhow.
Right. And yeah, that just tells you how real it is. So that's
Exactly.
pretty cool. I love that. So do you want me to read a little bit? We have a few minutes, and we can read part
Yeah,
of God is the real you.
sure.
All right. Now let us relate this truth of God being all in all to yourself. If he is all we have stated, then he must be the real you. He must be the real you. You must be that higher, greater you we pointed out earlier in this message, whose life is illuminating your body, whose mind is influencing all your thoughts, speech, and actions, and whose power enables you to do all things that you do. So right there's again your logic. The other day my son and I were talking about this, and he goes, Mom, well, here's how I see us. I see us being like there is this force, this being, and we are like the tentacles of it going out into the world and exploring. So we're out there, there's all of us, and we're just out there exploring, but we are it. We are the universe. We are what is. And
Yeah.
I thought, that's pretty good. Yeah, because that's kind of what we are.
Well, so
We're
yeah,
God's
absolutely.
tentacles.
Yeah, yeah, well, it's like we are nature. We're not in
Yeah,
nature. We're part of nature.
yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah,
I find that very comforting too. We are the universe. And what does that mean? Well, we are nature. We are nature itself. We're part of nature called humanity. That's the name of the part of nature here. We're part of nature that thinks and speaks and walks around.
yep,
And just like any other part of nature, nature takes care of herself. So nature will take care of herself in this part of nature here.
yes,
Nothing to worry about. Nature takes care of herself. Nature does not worry. Nature doesn't stress out. You don't look at nature and go, "Oh, look how worried that part of nature is."
right.
Well, then why we don't really worry either. We may think we're worrying, but that's a whole illusion. Even worrying is an illusion. Even worrying,
Yeah,
even worrying is a part of the dream.
yeah.
Everything is a dream. So we're part of nature. I mean, what if nature thought that thunderstorm was nature worrying? I mean, how simple would that be? But that's what we're doing. When we have a thunderstorm in our hearts, well, I'm stressing out. We're not stressing out. We're in a thunderstorm.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
from nature.
Nature, it's natural.
Exactly. And we're part of nature, so nature takes care of itself. Nature evolves us. Nature does this to us with us, and we are doing what we are meant to do.
Exactly.
Totally
Exactly.
protected.
Totally protected, totally safe. So
Mhm.
totally nothing to worry, nothing to fear.
Mhm.
Everything is just the way it's
And don't
supposed
worry
to.
about, and this is double whammy. Don't worry about worrying, because if you do that, then it's double whammy. I mean, double, you're getting trapped on twice.
Exactly. Don't worry about worrying.
No,
Uh,
no.
okay, so it
So,
must then be his consciousness that is your consciousness, but step down through your higher self to your soul and then to your human mind, expressing itself on the spiritual plane in your higher self as the Christ consciousness, on the soul plane in your soul or soul consciousness, and on the physical plane in your brain mind as mortal consciousness. So he's inferring that we are consciousness on all those levels all the time.
yeah,
Uh,
absolutely.
and so what what I'm experiencing right now is that of being a physical being on a physical plane, but in reality, my Christ self is still operating in that higher self, and the truth of what I am has never left God.
Mm,
So
but yeah, absolutely. So it's kind of like you ever have remember cassette tapes, right?
yeah,
We used to have cassette tapes a long time ago. You ever used to tape?
yes, yeah, yeah,
You,
real,
you put one tape in there and you tape to another tape, and then when you do
yeah,
that, remember how it was always a little bit worse quality.
right.
You tape one tape to music to one tape to another, and the second tape was always a little worse quality than the first one.
Yes.
Then you do the third one, and that was even worse quality than the second one. And you
Yes.
down and down and down until eventually the final 10, like 10 tapes later, the quality was horrible. And it was like all mashed up and you heard two sides at one time and it was terrible. Well, that's how the universe is, like us. We started out with great quality and the step down, like he's talking about the step down here. He said he's about step down to his higher self. So then human mind expressing itself and so playing down over here. He said he channeled, I don't know, he's talking about stepping down.
Yep.
Uh,
Yep.
step,
Exactly.
and that's the step down. That's how I like to think of it. There's a tape all the way down to the worst possible quality where we are.
Yeah. And that's
Yeah,
what, yeah, that's where
that's a
we are.
judgment, of course. That's a judgment, of course. But the type of quality is just not as clear
Yeah.
as it was back when we were in the quote top level.
That's funny.
So, I mean, I don't know if no one can relate to that now because cassette tapes are just not around. But even cassette tapes are usually that's what it was like. Every time you made a copy of it, it was worse quality than the first time.
Absolutely, it was. Absolutely. And the same thing, remember uh, not Xerox machines, but those copy machines. I don't know if you had those when you were a kid. It had this ink that had this certain smell. Anybody who's ever smelt it knows exactly what I'm talking about. And you put the original thing on the this cylinder, and you turn it, the crank, and it uh, cranks out copy after copy after copy. But after a while, it wears off, and so the copies get lighter and lighter and
Yeah,
lighter
oh,
to
yeah.
where, yeah, there. But it's the same thing. It's
Same
like,
thing.
or did you ever seen that movie called Multiplicity?
Yeah, that was with who was in that? That was with
Michael Keaton.
Mary Keaton. Yeah, I saw that playing
Yeah,
actually.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. He was making clones of himself
yeah,
over and over.
they got crazy and wacky. They get malfunction.
Yeah,
More
they eventually became.
nuts or
Well,
something. Right? What was it? They became nuts or they couldn't function or they became criminals or something like that. I think what it was, but I remember the tenth one was just terrible. Or something that wasn't working.
yeah, yeah. He was just completely out of it and goofy and
Yeah,
silly.
yeah,
And
yeah.
but
It
but
was
yeah,
it was like, yeah,
that's exactly what we're probably somewhere in that spectrum.
yeah.
Anyway, our time is up,
All
Wayne.
right. Well, we don't know. We're somewhere on the spectrum. I have a feeling I'm pretty low down. I don't know where you think you are, but I'm pretty low down, I think. And at least we compare ourselves to Jesus and what he accomplished. Let's put it that way.
Well, I tell you what, if you're comparing, I don't know about comparison, but I do know that as we become more and more aware of the truth of what we are, it becomes clear. We become uh, back up toward the top of the ladder rather than down here in the mess. And yeah, Robert called that mimeograph. It was a mimeograph machine.
Oh, I see. I see. No, no,
And
no.
if you didn't have them in school, we had them in the Catholic school, and it was how the teacher would copy off stuff, and if you were lucky, you got to do it. You got to be the one who
No.
cranked that. It was pretty fun. Anyway, thank you so much, Wayne.
Yes, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Lynn. It was an absolute pleasure as usual. And this Miracles Everywhere saying I'll be back tomorrow with Audrey. We'll be reading from Anxiety to Love. And until then, everyone, God bless, blessings, and peace.
All right, very good. And also, Corinne Zupko has said she will come in on one of our Tuesday
Oh,
evenings.
excellent. That's great.
So tomorrow night is Amy Torres. She'll
Oh,
be here. So
amazing.
look